everyone, and welcome to This Explainer. I am absolutely thrilled to be hanging out with you today. Let me ask you something. Have you ever been reading a story or even just skimming a single paragraph in a book and suddenly felt like the author was talking directly to you? Like there's no way they didn't just peek into your brain and put your exact feelings right there on the page? Well, today we're going to talk about exactly how that works. We're exploring the incredible tool of reflective writing. Basically, we're looking at how you can take your own life, your own messy, real-world experiences, and connect them to whatever text you're reading. Trust me, this isn't just about surviving another homework assignment. This is a real game changer for how you read and how you understand the world around you. All right, here's our quick roadmap for today. First, what is reflective writing? Second, why your story matters. Third, how to write your response. Fourth, real-life connection examples. And finally, education paired with morality. We're going to build the skills step by step together, so you'll know exactly what to do. Okay, let's dive into this. Section 1. What is reflective writing? So what are we actually talking about here? Basically, reflective writing is the practice of explaining how a text relates to your personal life and experiences. You know, a lot of times when we read for school, we get completely trapped in this mindset that it's just about absorbing facts or memorizing plot points for a quiz or desperately trying to figure out what the author meant. But guys, reading is a two-way street. Reflective writing is where you actually get to bring yourself into the equation. It's not just about what the text says, it's about seeing yourself in the text. If you take away absolutely nothing else today, grab hold of this big idea: reflect and explain. That's the whole shebang. You're pausing to reflect on a personal connection sparked by what you just read, and then you're taking the time to explain it clearly. You're literally building a bridge between the ink on the page and the actual life you're living every single day. Let's keep moving. Section 2, why your story matters. Now, you might be sitting there wondering, why do I even need to do this? Like, why does an 8th grader's experience matter to a classic book? Well, it's absolutely vital. Take a look at Psalm 107, verse 2. It tells us, "Let the redeemed of the Lord tell their story." Your personal story has immense value. Your experiences, your feelings, your big wins, and yes, even your tough struggles, they all matter. When you sit down to do reflective writing, you're actually honoring your own story. You're realizing that the specific life God gave you can totally connect to this massive world of ideas and literature. Now, what's really interesting about this slide is how practical this gets. There are huge benefits here. First off, it builds self-awareness. When you write about how a story impacts you, you kind of end up learning more about who you are. Pretty cool, right? Second, it improves your communication skills. You practice taking this messy, complex feeling inside your head and articulating it so someone else gets it. Third, it lets you practice using text evidence. That's a crucial academic skill where you point at the book and say, look, right here, this is exactly what I'm talking about. And finally, it builds empathy. When you share your stories, people understand you better, and you learn to understand them too. Let's move to and see how this builds into something you can actually use. Section 3, how to write your response. All right, think of me as your personal coach right now, helping you ace that next assignment. We have a super straightforward 4-step framework. Step 1, summarize the text connection. And hey, you don't need to summarize the entire book, just the specific scene or idea you're focusing on. Step 2, describe your personal experience. Give us the details. Paint a picture of what actually happened to you. Step 3, explain why this connection matters. Did your real-life moment help you understand the character better, or was it the other way around? And finally, Step 4, conclude with a lesson learned that someone else could relate to. It really is that simple. Summarize, describe, explain, conclude. And this brilliantly illustrates our next point. Section 4, real-life connection examples. Let's take these abstract themes from a book and map them directly onto your actual life. For instance, say you're reading about a character showing relentless, grueling hard work. You can connect that straight to the weeks you spent sweating it out, practicing for that huge school competition. Or maybe the book has a really heavy scene about loss. You could reflect on that time you had to say goodbye to a close friend who moved away. If the story is about helping others, you could easily write about how your perspective shifted while you were volunteering. Suddenly, these aren't just made-up characters anymore, right? They're mirroring your real 8th grade life. Okay, let's do a super quick homework checkpoint. I want you to mentally prep for how you're going to apply this. Whenever you sit down to write, ask yourself these questions. Why is this personal connection valuable to me? When I write my summary, what specifically needs to be in it? How does my unique experience actually explain what I just read? What is a solid, concrete example of a lesson I've learned from this? And why do I absolutely need text evidence to back up my points? Keep these in your back pocket, and your writing will be so much stronger.
Shifting gears just a bit for our final segment. Section 5, Education Paired with Morality.
As they're out there making all these amazing connections between your books and your life, I want to drop a quick biblical morality tip for you. Think about Philippians 4:8. It encourages us to focus our minds on things that are true, noble, right, pure, lovely, and admirable. Think of it as a filter for your brain. Let the stories you read and the connections you pull from them actually inspire you to make choices that honor God and help the people around you.
Which brings us to the core philosophy behind the Academy Godly Learners series. They have this firm belief that education absolutely has to be paired with morality. And honestly, it makes total sense. Think about it. Education without morality, that's a fast track to bad choices and a lot of hurt. You could literally have all the head knowledge in the world. You could write the most brilliant essay ever. But without a moral compass, that knowledge can lead you down a pretty dark path. But compare that to education with morality, that honors God, and it brings you true peace of mind.
And hey, that's not just some feel-good, nice idea. It's an actual promise. Romans 8 verses 6 and 7 promise peace of mind to everyone who keeps their mind spiritual. Your spiritual engagement with what you learn, like the way you reflect on a book and let it guide your daily choices, that has a real, tangible payoff. It brings you peace.
So, the crucial point is this. I want you to really chew on this question. What is the point of being smart and supposedly educated if you just continue to make bad choices that hurt yourself and the people around you? As you move forward, tackling your reading lists and writing out your reflections, don't just settle for being a smart student. Aim to be a wise one. Use reflective writing not just to snag a good grade, but to actually examine your life, to grow, and to align your own incredible story with choices that bring peace. Keep reading, keep connecting, and I'll catch you in the next explainer.